Hey everyone, just a quick note at the top of the show to let you know that we are still working through the kinks in recording remotely. We used to record in a studio all together in person, and now we've been struggling with getting consistent audio as we get players new audio setups in their homes. With that being said, I apologize in advance for the chair squeaks and mouse clicking you will hear in this episode and the next one. Thank you for continuing to listen. And now for the show. So yes, we're back, and we are going to play Ryutama, our Book of Summer campaign. We're only on True Session 3, and we started back in like June time frame. True Session 3, actual Session 4. Who's keeping track? Whatever.
I am.
I'm the GM. And Kristen.
Yep. Got S3 written right on my notebook.
Nice. Awesome. Okay, well, I guess we'll just get started then. Does anybody remember what happened last time? I'm going to put it on you guys to begin with.
I almost died from walking.
He wiped out.
Yep.
Yes.
Repeatedly. I think it happened like twice.
Yeah, twice.
Couple times. Yeah. Yes.
I remember I got healed, and then like I fell the second time, and I was like, "Well, there that goes."
Got healed, immediately face planned again.
Yeah, because like on my character sheet now, I'm left with 7 health points out of a total of 29. So you know.
Holy crap!
Boy,
It's like some sort of Three Stooges skit.
Oh yeah.
You drink the health potion, immediately get whacked in the face with a frying pan.
Yes, exactly.
So we are hunting for whatever has caused the gnome's forest to disappear. Is that correct?
Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll be kind and read you guys the last time.
I could just read my notes, but that feels like cheating.
No, Kristen, that's like your whole party job. Like,
oh yeah, as a journal keeper.
Are you not the journal keeper?
I am the journal keeper.
Well, I mean, if you're okay reading your notes,
Sure.
let's do that. Like,
Let's see how far we want to go. Pico saw a hat. Francis felt bad about hurting the crabs. Pico doesn't care about helping Chuck, but maybe happenings in the area are relevant to him. Pico coughs up a hairball. I wrote that down.
I did.
And he
Don't even remember that.
He tries to stealth track a little gnome he saw, fails. Pico chases and leaves a trail of arrows to follow. There it is. Musashi fails and messes up his sword arm. I'm not sure what he failed at, but that was different from the first thing. Pico and Francis are able to catch up to the gnome. Pico pole vaults over it. Francis is behind him to trap it. The little gnome is Aspen and talks about Chestnut, who is like a mom. The gnomes understand that the beavers have to use wood, but they've been using too much and more than usual. We follow Aspen to a little hole on the bank, which is large. The hole only showed up this season, and that's when too many trees started being taken. So there's maybe a third party screwing things up for everyone. There's drag marks leading into the hole. Francis reaches in and finds a grub, uses channel power, which is the direct link to his boar god, to find out more. Basically just hears the sound of clawing and smells earth. Aspen offers to take the group to Chestnut, the mom figure, and I wrote, "It's tired and wants to go home."
Wow, those are really good notes.
Thank you very much.
Like way better notes than I even took. Okay, so let's just go ahead and pick up right where Aspen is leading you to the Gnome Gnursery, which is in the northwest sector of town. And this is from the Timberwheel, so you guys have to make your way through the town. It's late at night, so you'll get to an area that has a large building. And when I say large, I mean it's like, imagine those kids like playhouses in the backyards, you know, like with the slides and like it's like a kid-sized large playhouse area, but it's shaped like a cottage. And there's lots of little huts all around. And you can see going out the back of it in this area is tons of trees and lots of wooded areas. And Aspen is like kind of like happily walking, like ready to be going home. And then remembering that you guys are there and kind of like going, "Oh, that's right. I gotta take you. Well, hopefully, you know, Chestnut can help you with all the answers you're needing. We're almost there." Yep, here it is, and brings you right to the Gnome Gnursery and walks you in. And there's a sitting area with like a fireplace and little couches. All the furniture is tiny. Like if Francis, like I'm not even sure you can really like get in
No.
Can any of us get in? I mean, if
Good
they're like a foot
question.
tall.
Yeah, the tallest one's like yeah. So it's like he starts to Aspen starts to walk in and goes, "Come on in." Oh,
This is totally going to be a thing where Francis literally can't see because of his massive boar belly, and 100% steps on a chair, and it just like snaps like kindling.
like the outside furniture as you're walking up. Oh, well, just wait out here. I'll go get Chestnut.
Are you
Aspen
sure? I think I can fit. And
No,
like
no,
Francis
it's
sticks
fine.
his head in.
No. It's okay. It's okay. Well, a lot of our stuff is made for us, but that's okay. We'll come out. Well, I'll get Chestnut. Don't worry. And is kind of like pushing Francis back a little bit.
It's not doing anything.
It is doing
No.
nothing.
It's doing nothing. It's leaving tiny little hand pokes into your fur as it's trying to like half of its arm goes into your fur as it's trying to push you back a little bit. No, it's okay. Don't worry.
Okay.
Please move aside so I can go in.
I will move aside.
Okay.
I will butt scoot back.
Thank you. I'll be right back. And so they disappear inside the little hut, big for them, and like maybe 5 minutes passes, and out comes another gnome who is bigger than Aspen. She actually stands about 12 inches tall and is a dark green and has a deeper red hat on her head. Now, remind me, guys, you are coming here because to get answers about the beaver, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
And we're trying to see maybe if she knows anything more about the pit thing.
Sure. Okay. Hello. How can I help you? Aspen says that you are in need of my help. Looking up at all of you, turning one by one.
I'm gonna look at one of the adults in the group.
I don't want to always do the talking, so
yeah,
I don't know if...
I'm trying to get into this.
Yeah.
I just
Sure.
need to get into
Yeah,
gear.
it's fine.
Sorry. Musashi does
Behind
a
him.
little bit of a bow for Chestnut out of respect and says, good evening, ma'am. We're currently conducting an investigation, and we were hoping that you could aid us in solving the disappearing trees problem, or wood, excuse me.
And since you're the one who spoke, she looks at you and looks at your head wounds and says, "It's very late at night and you don't look so good. Maybe we could talk more in the morning. Would you guys like to rest?" And then starts to look over at who else got hurt. Did anybody else get hurt? Ulfred a little bit, right?
I've got a
think
little
so.
bit of a boo-boo. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've
you
lost
guys
like
looking
9 hit points.
you're looking a little bit rough.
I've lost 9. I don't have 9. I've lost 9.
How about you all rest up first and in the morning we can speak. It is really late at night.
Do you have a guest bedroom I can use?
We have some areas in the woods where we have set up for guests. Yes.
Oh, back in the woods for old Francis. Okay.
Well, you look like you are very used to the woods. Aren't your creatures from deep in the wood?
That's a bit presumptuous, but you're not wrong.
Okay. Yes. Well, I don't mean to offend.
No, you don't. He can't be offended. He has no concept of offense. That was me being sassy. Francis has no concept. Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, if you would like, please, you can follow me this way. And she motions to the back of the nursery area of the nursery building, and will lead you into the woods where there's hammocks set up for people to sleep in, and they look like all varying sizes. So there are as an area for you guys to camp.
Is there a group hammock that could support 3 normal people?
She looks at you and looks at all the hammocks around. And how about here on this ground?
Oh!
You're like 600 pounds.
Yeah.
700 pounds.
He's a
These
big-
So like also you're like looking through here, like most of these trees areas are like, I wouldn't say super young, but not like big mighty oaks either. mostly in between maybe a 5-year-old tree, 10-year-old trees. So we can make it nice and comfortable for you. Again, I don't mean to offend, but we'll make sure to set up very more and structurally secure hammocks in the future.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
as he plops down and he puts his little shred of blankie on top of his tummy.
Yes.
Can you tell me and he's using his giant club, the tree stump or tree log, and he's using it as a pillow. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a bedtime story?
God.
Oh, damn you, Chris.
I feel like that's a reasonable.
you.
I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like
it's
that's
fine.
an in-character request.
It is.
Okay.
But the improv,
Yeah.
man.
Here we go.
You can just say if it's a good one or not.
Yeah, I think what happened, she says, "Oh, of course, dear. Once upon a time, there was a great tree, a mighty tree, that bloomed beautifully every spring. Wonderful flowers that you could smell the scent of from miles and miles away." And then she'll keep going on along this, and there's like a great tragedy where the tree started to die and the flowers faded and they didn't bloom anymore, and that, you know, there was tale that one day the tree will bloom again when heroes come to and feed the guardian and blah, 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 blah. Basically telling you out of character a story about the tree that you guys last season restored. And the fruit of dreams will one day bloom again. Blah, 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 blah. Good night.
Okay.
And walks off.
The most depressed sleep ensues.
Okay, so what I'm basically doing is giving you guys a chance to heal and roll your condition check for the next day. So you're setting up camp, essentially, without having to do a camp check. Well, let's see. Let's make you do a camp check. Oh, whoops.
I forgot the dice happened.
You guys will get a huge bonus for this because it's already there. But this is just to make sure that you can get HP back.
You know what? If somebody is uncomfortable, I can make a pile of leaves.
Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? I don't think I have to make you guys roll because you guys have accommodations. So we'll just say that your current HP is doubled and all MP is recovered.
But we do need to know our condition for...
Yes. So you will have to roll your strength and spirit
Okay.
to see what your condition is for.
But no matter what we roll, we rest okay.
Yep.
Wait, so
Okay.
you say HP doubled?
Yes, your current HP as it is right now doubled.
So I got 14. Okay.
Just sleep for a couple days
well,
and you'll be okay.
We could roleplay narratively that someone healed you before, because like mechanically that makes the most sense.
Right.
A bunch of gnomes come out and just kind of massage your head.
Well, I mean, I don't...
Yeah, she's
before
like,
she goes off to
sees
bed.
she sees that you have a concussion, goes, "Oh, go sleep it off."
Well, it's like, do you want healing from them?
That would be nice if I could have that. Otherwise, it's really just I just have 14 points. That's pretty good, I think.
Out of how many?
Out of 29.
29,
Oh,
did you say?
jeez.
Yeah, Musashi's a tank. Yeah,
Yeah, dang.
who falls over all the time, gets hurt really bad.
I'm trying to think if there is, what's the healing? Is there like a shoot.
Spell?
No, I think she's just going to do like actual first aid, you know?
Oh, yeah, there's...
Healing?
Yes. Because it's like, it is a... I think it's called first aid. Let me look up.
Yes, I'm looking right now.
While you're
for
looking it up, I'm going to talk about how funny it is, the idea of a character who became a tank out of necessity because of how clumsy they are. It's like, I'm
yeah,
a
that is
danger
pretty
to
funny.
myself. I must be able to endure.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
go
Healing
ahead.
herb. First aid is the one that actually takes away a status effect, but there is a healing, which you're just using a healing herb. So
Yep. So
probably a really
she'll,
common thing.
narratively, if you're like, oh, Mrs. Chestnut, ma'am, may I please help? Can you help this?
Right.
She will say, oh, of course. I apologize, sir. I thought maybe perhaps you were going to take care of it yourself, but we are more than happy to provide some services. And so she will go back to the hut, get a couple of gnomes will come out. Basically, imagine one gnome running out with a big apple in its hand, bouncing, and another gnome running out with like a roll of bandages, and it's like trailing behind, and they're just like got little they have like little nurse caps on instead of the pointed hats.
That's fucking cute.
And they'll run up to you and they'll go, "Come down,
Okay.
come down here."
Yeah.
And then they'll start to roll. One will start rolling, climb up your shoulders and start rolling your bandages around your head, and then the other one starts feeding you apples slices.
Okay.
And yes, good, right? Feeling better now?
I feel okay.
They give you 4 health points back.
4 health
That's
points
it.
back. Okay.
You feel 4 HP better.
I feel 4.
It's not a lot.
That's what Musashi says. I feel 4 HP better.
Does anybody else need the healing too? No. Okay, good.
You don't
see the
you don't want
gnomes
to be
scurry
pampered
back
by
down.
little gnomes in like medical gear. It's real cute, guys.
I think I'll survive.
Okay.
They'll nod and they'll bow and then they will run back to the hut. Boop 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 boop.
With an apple core.
I should have gave one a little like ambulance hat. It goes wee wee. Nope, that's too much. Okay.
I mean, it would be like a whistle. If when you run fast enough, the air goes through it.
Wee wee. Yep.
Pretty good.
Oh, I retcon it. That happens.
That's
Great.
pretty cute.
Condition check. Strength and spirit.
Uh-oh.
Strength and spirit.
13.
This is the roll. I'm dreading every time I roll it because it's 2d4 for me.
God, Pico.
Johnny Cat.
I got a 5 again.
Oh,
Statistically above average for you.
10.
Like,
nice. Oh, that means you get to choose a die, right?
Yes.
They're increased.
Can you bump a d12 to a d20? Or
I think
feel
so.
like
We've done it before. It
Yes.
seems
Really a lot.
okay, but yeah.
Hey, if you're feeling hella good,
Sure.
as I say for listeners who are new to Ryutama, when you roll a 10, or I've interpreted it as 10 and higher on a condition check, you get to bump one of your 4 ability die one size.
I'm going
the
to
day.
do spirit. So it's now 8.
Nice.
And
I got a 13. I'm going to bump my strength to a d20.
Oh my god.
and I got a 7. And
That's fine. You're normal.
yeah,
You're alive.
I'm alive.
You're
Yeah.
alive. Okay.
That's all I could hope for, really, after the stumbling from last night.
Okay. So night goes by and you wake up. It's kind of cool. Like it's the end of summer, so things are starting to feel kind of crisp in the morning. Not quite fall 100%, but oh wait, we're in the book of summer.
yes.
Wow, my
She's
brain.
thinking about
Real
actual
life.
time outside right now.
Yes, I'm thinking about how it's feeling right now.
It's great.
It's summer. It's muggy out. You're fine though.
Hate it.
You wake up. It's because you're also by the river, so it's like this weird, musty summertime.
West Nile kind of.
You sleep all well. Some of you better than the others. And I think birds will wake you up in the morning sun rises. And now it is the next day. And
It's going to be a good day.
It's going to be a great day. So about the time the birds start chirping and you guys are waking up, Chestnut is back outside. Hope you all slept well. Yes,
It was
the
wonderful.
accommodations okay?
It was pretty good.
Nice. I'm so glad to hear. So
The accommodations were acceptable. As we said last night, we are conducting an investigation, and perhaps you could help us.
sure. What can I help you with? What would you like to know?
From what I understand, you believe that the beavers are responsible for the wood disappearing, and I know you are very unsatisfied with them, but they also think that there's something that you have all been doing that's kind of disrupting the flow of things. I'm sorry, out of character. I'm trying to piece together. It's been a while.
No, you're fine.
You're fine. You're good. You're right on it.
Musashi, and then, okay, going back into character. And then as we were conducting investigations last night, we found traces of something peculiar. There was a pit of a sort that was filled with grubs, and it was very strange, and it seemed like there was possibly some of the lumber being dragged into it. I'm not sure per se. So perhaps you could give us as much insight on what you know about the situation as possible, and maybe it'll help us clear some things up.
Sure, yes, of course. Well, rest assured, we are doing nothing to the beaver supply. Look at us. What could we do? It's kind of preposterous to think or be accused of messing with a beaver supply. They think we're honestly, they think we're some sort of magical beings and like we could do fantastical things, but those rumors aren't true. I don't know what they've been telling you, but we aren't magic. We couldn't possibly. Huh? What's that?
Don't they look?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes?
I
Go
forget.
ahead.
Do the gnomes look like tiny little people, or do they look like little kodamas?
They're more like
They
Kodama.
they're like more like kodamas.
Oh, but
Dark.
you're not magic.
We come from the land. Some would say that birth and growth and is magical, of course, and maybe there is some truth to rumors, but we do not cast spells like some do on Loam. So there's nothing we really are doing. But you do see there is a balance on Loam, and you're only supposed to use what you like. You only are supposed to take and use what you need.
Right.
And the beavers have been taking more than usual. Now, we don't know why that's happening.
Well, they believe that something. I believe that the beaver mentioned that they're preparing for something that was going to happen. Although I did not get specific information what that was, but there seems to be a lot of finger pointing. But we believe there might be a third party suspect. So, do you know of any creature or something that would be interested in taking wood?
So she puts her little head into her little hand and starts walking back and forth in the little area in front of you, around you. Well, like I said, there is a balance to Loam, and maybe it's causing them to take more than normal, which is causing our problems that we're experiencing.
What are the problems that you're seeing?
Well, you see, we are responsible for the trees in this area. We grow them. And yes, it's fine that the beavers take them. It's natural, part of the natural balance of things. We maintain their supply. We keep the environment the way it's supposed to be. But because there is more wood being taken, the land is changing and different creatures are showing up. Stuff that we are not used to seeing.
Do you have any examples?
Well, sure. 1 second. And she calls off to the side and her, puts her hand, Tansy! Tansy! Yelling in a way for somebody.
Would you mind spelling that for me?
Oh, Tansy? Oh, yes.
Can you spell?
It's like pansy, but with a T.
Thank you very much.
Tansy. Yes.
Can
Tansy
you spell?
Wow. Well, they could potentially not communicate via written, but they do. They spell it for you. She'll spell it for you. She's calling for another gnome, and another gnome starts running up, wearing a pale yellow green, about 9 inches tall, a little bit shorter than Chestnut, wearing a little yellow hat, and yes, Chestnut, here I am. What can I do for you? Now I have to do NPC talking to NPC. Here we go. Tansy, dear, these kind travelers are interested in the types of creatures that we've been seeing out in the forest. And then Tansy goes, oh, yes, I can tell you all about them. They're super big, and they walk around and cast shadows over the land. They're rooting up our saplings. They're destroying the dirt. They're making a mess out of everything.
Have you seen one, or just the destruction they leave behind?
She side-eyes Chestnut and looks back at you guys. I have seen them. Yes.
What do they look like?
Tall and big and destroying the land.
They walk around. Cash just repeats what she said.
Repeats exactly as she said. They're making a mess of all of our hard work. They don't have legs.
That was actually my next question. It was about
They
limbs.
just it looks like they scoot around, leaving trails of destruction.
Okay.
So they're just boot scooting around.
So, yeah, I was gonna say this.
But they're large.
They're so big.
Where do they go? Where do they stay? Do they sleep?
These creatures never sleep. They never tire of destroying our land.
Jeez.
How big are they compared to me? And Francis will point at himself.
And it's like looking you up and down. Looks back at Chestnut. Looks back at Francis. They rival even this large pig man size.
I'm getting a very strong kid who tells you about cheat in video game that doesn't exist vibe from this little gnome.
This is my uncle works at Nintendo ass kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
You find Mew under the truck.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta use strength to push it.
If you go to find this empty truck by SS Ann, you'll find a mudkip
It's true.
and a
It's true.
Pokeball. Yeah, it's true. I saw it.
Pico
I
kinda
can
wants to-
take you to their path of destruction.
Okay, well that's easy.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, they'll be.
I accept that. Given our options, yes.
We will accept your offer to show us the whereabouts of this trail of destruction, and perhaps you can even tell us more on the way if you are willing.
I'm always willing to talk. So Chestnut goes, Tansy might be a little bit
I'm detecting some enthusiasm.
overeager and a little bit, yes, but the destruction that they're referring to does exist. I have seen it myself. And if you wouldn't mind, while you're out there, could you help Tansy with some transplanting some saplings? It would mean a lot to us, and I will research while you guys are out, and I will think about maybe potential other things. And when you get back, I will try to. I will share what I have found. And she's like kind of trailing off.
We would love to help with your saplings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. And then Tansy goes, right this way.
I gotta write down, I'm always willing to talk. Or whatever.
If they ever get captured and need to they're a little spy, there's no way they're gonna hide any secrets. I'm always yes. So while you guys are getting your notes together,
I just think that's a funny phrase. Anyways,
yeah. Tansy will start leading off into the woods. They start taking you basically out of the outskirts, actual perimeter of Timbercliff. So you guys are now outside of the walls of Timbercliff. And the woods are deep, so there will be a travel check as you try to navigate through this area.
No! Okay.
it's been nice knowing you, Mustache.
And the check is 10, but you don't have to make a direction check because Tansy is leading you guys. Also, Pico, what's going on in Pico's mind?
Pico's a mix of not really being invested in this, but at the same time, he is wanting to kind of challenge their the claim about the balance being off. This will probably come up when we're talking or walking and talking with Tansy, because Pico's just thinking, if the balance is off, you guys just aren't planting enough trees.
Did you roll something is that a nat 20? And a 4?
Yeah.
That's a 24.
I critted my travel check.
Well, the travel check where you critted, I think you get something for that. I think you get...
Yeah, it's condition.
Your condition is +1 until next day.
Your condition's already crazy.
My 13 condition is now
I think
14.
you broke Ryutama.
Yeah. You rolled a 20 and you rolled a 4 on a 20 and a 4. Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Statistically, the 4 is not that shocking, but the 20...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally better than anything I've rolled in a game.
It's narratively you're out in the woods again, and it's your terrain.
Right.
This is where you're from.
Oh, yeah.
It invigorates you.
I forgot the woods are also my favorite terrain, so 26.
Dang. Yeah, you would add any bonuses to your travel
Forest.
check.
I said forest. Does this count as forest?
It's deep woods forest. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. My condition is now 14.
Dang.
So this was a travel check?
Yes.
Can I?
yes.
Can
We
I?
got 9.
Can I help people with how good I did?
I don't think you can help each other while you're traveling, unless we can. How would you do it?
lifts you over the wall.
I would carry them. Yes.
Okay. I mean, okay, you get a +1 if Francis is carrying you through the woods.
How did everyone else do?
I got a 12.
Oh, damn.
And I got an 11. So
Okay.
I didn't die, fortunately.
Yeah, you get a ride on the pork train.
That's terrible. We gotta think of another name
Why
for
is that terrible?
I don't know. Anyway.
How is Francis feeling about that, having a wolf ride him?
I mean, you've been pretty sweet. Like, I don't think he has an instinctual fear of talking wolves. It's more the non-talking kind.
Gotcha.
That you can't be reasoned
kind.
with.
Sure.
And only want to eat my siblings and myself. Mm-hmm. But you seem pretty reasonable. This feels okay.
Okay. Just checking.
I appreciate the check-in.
And then so Musashi and Pico are also doing well as you're following. It probably helps that you have a little gnome kind of showing you around. But yeah, has Pico ever really traveled in forests before?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of branches in the forest, so it's really easy to just jump around from tree to tree.
He's Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
Oh. And Musashi, how are you doing, like, narratively, would you say, with your 11?
He's trekking. He's just walking beside Francis. Sorry. Brain fart.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so you guys are walking, and, Tansy is running up a little ahead of you, but it's pretty slow, like you guys have to walk a leisurely pace because he's got tiny little gnome legs. And I'm going to be using throughout this entire time with the gnomes, he, they, she, because they really androgynous for the most part.
Yeah, gender is kind of whatever.
Yeah, so they take all pronouns. So they don't care. Whatever you feel. So if you hear me doing it, that's mostly because I can't keep track of them anyway. But also it's just natural for them as well. Okay. So they're running up ahead. So if you want to ask questions along the way, more than happy to answer. I'm ready for your questions.
I guess this will be a time where Pico can bring up his views on things. So he's going to say, the world is out of balance right now.
That's what they're saying. Yes.
And there's not enough trees going around.
Well, every time I plant a tree, a horrible giant beast destroys it.
But don't you think that might just be balance on the other end? Aren't you just not planting enough trees?
Excuse you. I take planting trees very seriously.
I'm sure you do, but
transitive property, get good.
Maybe these problems won't be happening if you just planted more trees.
We have been upping our tree planting production by 20%.
Maybe 30% would solve all of these problems.
Your math is incorrect. What do you know about planting trees? When was the last time you planted a tree?
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be doing that.
Mr. Cat?
Yeah. I knocked down a pine cone from a tree once. That counts.
That's not planting. That's destruction. You're a tree destroyer? And it's pointing at you very angrily. Are you a tree destroyer?
I look at my bow. It is made of wood. So, yeah, at some point I have shaved a branch or two.
I mean,
it's just part of balance.
That's fine.
Nature provides.
All right, but I'm watching you.
I'll make sure you're planting even more trees. 30%. That's our goal. We're going to solve all these problems.
I like to see it. I want to see how good you are at planting trees.
Pico's still thinking all of this is actually your fault because you're not planting more.
Wow. So, yeah, we keep walking after that exchange. It's not too much further. I will take another question now.
Down on the bank, we saw a large hole. Do you know anything about that?
Holes?
Filled with grubs, I believe. Maybe about 6 of you people wide, possibly too deep.
It does the exact same head in hand gesture that Chestnut did and starts walking. Holes. Grubs.
It looked like there were drag marks leading into this hole.
Trees.
Yes.
Well, things I know that make holes. Certain bugs. Worms. rabbits, I think mice, moles, snakes can make a hole.
Francis is like kicking at the dirt and making a hole to find grubs right now.
He's currently doing it.
Yeah. Boars!
As dumb as it sounds, I was half expecting him to just say shovels. Just like, yeah, let's make
Yeah.
They do have spades. We did establish that.
right.
All right. Spades make holes. Yeah.
Other creatures. And on Loam, there are many types of creatures, ranging from all sizes. Tell me more of this hole!
It was by the bank. What was it? Filled with water?
It's like,
Was it?
I think it's like filled with water.
Wood shavings, sediment.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. This might sound ridiculous. What if it's a fish?
What kind of fish?
That's not the most stupid thing I've heard you say.
What was the stupidest thing I've said?
I don't know. I tuned it out at some point. Oh,
Then how could you know?
How about when you suggested a bunny made a giant hole filled with grubs and water? That's pretty dumb.
Could be a giant bunny.
There could be a water rabbit.
Are there dire bunnies in this wood?
I may or may not have seen one.
They said it didn't have legs, this thing that has been destroying.
Could
I would
be
argue
an-
that fish don't have legs.
Yeah.
Could be an amputee bunny.
Okay, that too.
Could be. Could be a bunny without legs.
It could be something with no legs but arms.
It could be like a weird bunny fish hybrid thing, like an amphibian creature.
If things are out of balance,
making stuff
anything
up.
is possible on Loam.
Ugh.
I'm trying to find my notes. What did I make this creature? I can't remember. Are you guys done asking questions?
I don't think we're going to get that. Shell said
No.
Tansy.
Tansy knows amazing things.
I'm
Tansy is me.
I'm sure. It's so great you had to reassure yourself of who you are.
All right, here we are. It's a clearing where there's lots of saplings, you know, in those like bags, like with the roots are covered in the bags and stuff. There's lots of them. And you can see that there has been planting that has been happening in this grove, which has been, it doesn't look like it's been destroyed, but it's an open clearing that obviously needs trees. As you can see, that there's some areas where there's been lumber cut down, and they're just kind of repopulating this area. All right, let's see how good you are. Hey everyone, thanks so much for listening. As you may know, we're streaming Book of Summer live on Geekspective's Twitch channel every other Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Come watch us play the game live and get to see the actual artwork and handouts I've made, and of course, our cool faces. And if you can't catch it live, the VODs will be going up on our Geekspective YouTube as well. If you've been enjoying Shapeshift, please leave a rating or review on Apple Podcasts. Sharing what you like about the show and talking about it with others is also super helpful and appreciated. Another way to help me and the show out is by becoming a patron of Geekspective's Patreon. That's patreon.com/Geekspective. I'll be releasing a series of blog posts from my Book of Spring prep, as well as tidbits of Book of Summer prep as we go. Shapeshift is a member of the Geekspective Network. There's a lot of other shows you can find me on at geekspective.com. There's Red Mage, Blue Mage if you like Magic the Gathering, Party Like It's the Greatest Year in Film if you enjoy movie discussions, and of course, Tales from Mox Fairy. You can get information about the Geekspective shows by either following the Geekspective Twitter, that's at Geekspective, or going to the website at geekspective.com. And you can find me on Twitter either at RocketOrca or at ShapeshiftCast. This episode was edited by Rudy Basso. You can find him on Twitter at Rudy Basso. That's RUDYBASSO. Thanks, Rudy.